I'm sitting outside on this very cold day, and I've got my winter pom-pom hat on to keep the cold out of my ears. This is January, part 2. The endangered ash tree, which is just behind me. It's hundreds of years old. One night recently, I heard an almighty crash, like a firework going off in our field called Ash Patch. In the morning, I saw a huge broken branch which was hanging dangerously from our ash tree. Was this the dreaded fungus causing ash dieback? I wonder if you remember Dutch elm disease. When all our elms were wiped out, it was unthinkable, but it happened, and it could happen again to our ash trees. We must look after our trees before it's too late. I called the tree surgeon, and he came next day wearing protective clothing. He scaled our mighty tree, and rubbing himself on as he climbed, he sawed the branch off neatly and left a pile of cut logs for our burner. They'll give us a good steady heat next year. It's not ash dieback, he said. You could see the tips of green shoots there, and they're not shrivelling. And also, if it was ash dieback, the tops of the tree would die back. We breathed a sigh of relief. However, it is still in danger, he added. But the hooting owl sits here at night amongst the black buds, and this is where the squirrels play in the day under the filigree canopy. This is where the winter fieldfares congregate, and where the love doves sit in the summer, cooing and kissing. How can we save our tree, we asked. The tree surgeon suggested cutting the ivy away, as it was making the branches heavy and could have caused this one to break. So that's what we have done. The ash tree is safe for the moment. It is the second time our ash tree has been threatened. One day, a while ago, I came home from work to find that electricity poles were being erected near the tree. There was going to be a transformer slung between them, and tree branches were going to be cut to make way for the poles. I didn't know what to do. This was before Swampy dug tunnels, and eco-warriors lived in trees to save the countryside, and I had to go to work, so I left a feeble note. "Do not cut this ash tree," I wrote, and I signed it, and then I crossed my fingers and hoped for the best. This mighty ash took root in the hedgerow probably during World War I or before, and then survived and grew all the way through World War II. It would have seen horses pulling carts around Ash Patch. It would have seen families with children growing bursting through our front door. Then water and electricity came up our lane, and then the old well was covered and the paraffin lamps were thrown out. It survived freezing temperatures in 1963, then drought in 1976, and the gales of 1987. And now, after all that, it's going to be cut down in the name of progress. But somehow, it might have been my letter, the ash tree was not cut down, and the poles and transformers were put in a kind neighbour's field instead, away from any trees. Our ash was safe that time too. Now I've heard that there is a third threat. The emerald ash borer beetle is about to come from Sweden and kill any ash trees that have survived. It seems there's nothing we can do to save them this time, except perhaps cross our fingers call for Swampy and touch wood, if there is any left.